If you zoom out, can you see the base maps again?
Yes.
Okay. And which base map are you looking at?
Exactly like you, the last two. I'm just checking on the last two.
I mean, the base map you're visualizing is the one on top. Maybe you're
Yes.
visualizing the Western one.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm visualizing the one in the middle.
In the middle, which is HIW.
HIW, yes.
HIW. Okay. So if you zoom, zoom, and zoom, can you still see it, or does it become black?
Yes, I have to zoom until I get to like 1 to 700,000, then I can see it.
Okay, okay. So just zoom in and out if it doesn't go. Okay. So we have to start somewhere, and we started late. So please, you are free to start drawing your contacts. Just look at your map. And I usually start from the younger features because they are on top. So it's easier when I map the older features to stop by the younger features that I already mapped. Okay. So maybe some of you is willing to share its screen to share with the other what you're doing. If you feel confident with QGIS and you want to start somewhere, you can share your screen and we will look together what you're doing, okay? So I will start mapping an area. When at a certain point, someone of you have to share its screen. So you maybe will want to show me some contacts and just watch what I do, but you don't have to do the same what I am mapping, okay? You just, this is just an example I'm doing to show how to draw contacts. I'm looking around me and decide where to start. These craters are pretty nice. If you have doubts, please raise your hand or speak, just speak and ask me questions. You are free to ask questions, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Just remember that if you draw the floor of a crater like I'm doing now, this is a geological contact. It will become a polygon once we are finished our map, okay? So if you close a geological contact like this, it is important also to put a dot within it that will say this will be this unit. In this case, I mapped the floor of a crater. I zoomed in a lot, okay? You don't need to zoom this high in your map. I zoomed a lot just to make an example. But once you close your contact, just decide which unit will be this area inside and put a dot with the name of that unit. In this case, the floor of the crater is very smooth, so I will mark it as smooth crater floor, okay? This crater also has a central peak, so I will draw also the central peak. You don't have to be very precise here. We are just training, okay? Doesn't matter if you have a lot of angles in your contacts. If it were a true map, you must pay attention on this. So, okay, I choose the, okay, this is wrong. I choose the linear features instead of geological contacts. So I will toggle the editing here, so I'm sure I won't edit it anymore. Okay. And we'll draw just the geological contact of the central peak. Okay, this is a certain contact again. This is very ugly how I draw it, but in any case, this is what you have to do in general. Then for this crater, I want to draw the rim. Pay attention. Okay, we draw another close contact and we have to decide which will be the unit inside this contact. So again, I will toggle the editing on the units layer and add a point feature here to say that this is the central peak of a crater that I have to classify either as C1, C2, or C3. This crater is very fresh, if you all agree with me. This crater has a sharp boundary. You can see terraces within it. And the floor is very smooth. So it's a fresh, very fresh crater. So even the central peak will be marked as C3. Now, just to complete the units of this crater, I have to find out which are its ejecta. So it's very difficult to understand where the ejecta continue here, but maybe we can see something here, a slight texture here. Maybe these are the ejecta of this crater, but the base map doesn't help me much here. So I will turn on another base map. Oh, okay. Here the contrasts are much better. The shadows are longer. So help me distinguishing a different texture, okay? So we always toggle editing on and off from layers where I want to draw. Now I want to draw a geological contact for the ejecta. So I will toggle editing and draw a geological contact of the ejecta. So looking at the ejecta of a Mercurian crater is very difficult because the shadows are always the same. But if you get used to the image, you can see that here the surface is a bit blurry with respect to here. I see it blurred like this. And here you see can see little stripes. These are the little chains that this crater created. So if you look at where the blurry surface is, it's from here to here in this area, and from here to here in this area, from here to here in this area. So I will draw just an approximate contact that tells me, okay, ejecta approximately arrive here, more or less. In the end, we will say this is just an approximate contact, not a certain contact. So I will mark it as approximate. Okay, you can see that it has a dashed line. And now I created another polygon because we have a contact here, and this polygon, this donut in the middle, need its own point feature to define the units that we will create in the end. So, okay. I will create a point here to say that this is the C3 crater. We said it before. And that's it. This crater is almost done. Why it is almost done? It has its geological, okay, look at this. I made a mistake because I only used the Western illumination base map and I drew the contact like this. But when turning on the East illumination contacts, everything is different. So in this case, I will change my contacts. Okay. I want to draw them again. Just you go for your, you think to your map, don't be worried if I delete and draw again. This is a normal thing for a mapper. We delete and draw again many times before reaching a final decision. So I'm drawing again the contact on this base map because it's better. I should have looked at this base map before drawing the contact. Okay, 13. Oh no, it's not finished. Okay, 13. And then the center peak. As I told you before, I'm zooming a lot to map this crater, but this is just an example. You don't need to zoom as much. You just stay at 1 to 1 million and map what you see at 1 to 1 million, okay? Now, to complete this crater, I have all the geological contacts. I have the units. I just need linear features to just to say where the rim is. The rim is not a geological contact. The rim is just a linear features that marks the morphology of the rim. Okay. I'm drawing in clockwise direction, but I'm not sure this direction is the right one to have the symbology with the little feet that must fall inside the crater. We will look at once we have finished. Okay, this is let's say large crater. Okay, the teeth are okay. So now my crater is done. It's very small, but it's done.